Welcome to another episode of Our Schools, Our Future. We have an exciting night planned as we will hear from representatives from St. Augustine, Chappelle, and CCSCC. With us first are the representatives from St. Augustine. We have the principal, Mr. John Charles, and we also have Tim Dawson, a senior at St. Augustine. We're so excited to have you all here. Thank you for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Well, I want to hear about some exciting things going on at St. Augustine. I've been by to visit on several occasions, and I have to say, when I walk on the campus, I can just feel it's a Catholic school.
Yes.
People always come up and greet me and help me, and everyone there is so polite. So could you please tell me, how do you instill that real feel of ministry and service that I feel when I go on the campus?
Oh, well, Jan, I think it's our young men understand when they come to St. Augustine High School, and we talk about it in our faculty meetings, we are there to love each other and to see each other do well. Our faculty is committed to having the students perform as well as they possibly can. But by the same token, it's important to them that they understand the idea of service, even in the small cases. We do the obvious things like service hours. Students have to do about 20 hours of service, I believe, a year. And we collect canned goods and that sort of thing. But when you talk about the brotherhood that exists among the students, the way the students treat one another, and you see it when you come over to the school.
I do.
Students will invariably, you come in through the door, they'll step back, they'll open the door for you, and the younger ones, it's a little funny because they'll start pushing other guys away. Step back, be a gentleman, that sort of thing. So it's something that we talk about on a regular basis, and I think it's an outgrowth of the manner in which we approach the day. And just like any other Catholic school, we open the day with prayer. We start each class with prayer. We end each class with prayer. And the aura of constant prayer, the brotherhood, and the message of love one another. We have a fundraising initiative that's called My Brother's Keeper. So keeping those things in mind, and the young men understand what it means to be a St. Augustine Purple Knight and how it means to take care of one another and to do as well as they can in their endeavors as well.
That's just how I felt when I came on the campus. I mean, I had people opening the door for me, people stepping aside so I can pass, and I really felt that culture of just being considerate, going the extra mile for someone, and I was very impressed.
Yes, I'm glad you were. Yes, you come by more often.
Yeah, I would love to. But here we have Tim Dawson,
Yes, ma'am.
a senior.
Yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about your experience at St. Augustine? You came on board as a junior.
Yes. Being a transfer student my junior year, I thought it would be more difficult because I'd be going into a school where people have already made their friends and they're in their groups that they already have. But I was welcomed with open arms, and that was something that I really appreciated. As soon as I got to school, I made friends quickly. I'm on the football team, and we made some great memories. I have friends for a lifetime, and it's just a heartwarming experience that I'm glad I was able to be a part of.
And if you can tell us, what have you done at St. Augustine as far as extracurricular activities, and maybe a little bit about your plans for next year?
Well, actually, I'm part of the football team, and I'm part of the National Honor Society. And at lunchtime, we tutor the younger students who need help in the different subjects. Next year, I plan on going to one of the Ivy League schools, either Yale, Harvard, or Dartmouth, and I'd like to study biology.
And what are your future goals once you have that biology degree?
I would like to go on to medical school and study to become a radiologist.
Oh, well, that's wonderful.
Yes, ma'am.
That is wonderful. And I've enjoyed the conversations that I've had with you as we've waited to go on the air.
Yes, ma'am.
So, and you told me that one thing that really stood out to you being at St. Augustine is the brotherhood.
Yes, it is.
And coming on board, as you said earlier, as a junior, you thought it would be a lot harder than it was. Can you tell me just a little bit about what did that mean? What made it so easy, and why do you feel like it's such a brotherhood?
It's a brotherhood because we all have common goals and we come from the same kind of background, And the things that we do, like if they're struggling with work, we'll put aside what we have to do, like maybe after school, go by that person's house, eat with their family, the family becomes our family, and we just do work. Everything we do is to help the person next to you. So that's something we take pride in, and that's why we consider ourselves a brotherhood.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's great. And you know, John, I really have enjoyed getting to know you.
Yes.
But you have been a part of Catholic education for most of your life, or a good part of your life.
Sure.
If you could tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I started at St. Augustine in '87, fall of '87. I was an engineer with South Central Bell, downsized, and decided that maybe I want to do something where I could impact society a little bit more than what I was doing before. So I approached the principal, Father Verrett, and he offered me a position as a physics teacher and a math teacher. I ended up also coaching basketball, which I loved, and I left St. Augustine in '99 and went to Xavier as Assistant Director of Engineering Programs, a summer bridge program for students who were interested in studying STEM-type subjects. We recruited rising seniors and graduating seniors. It was a residential program, lasted 4 weeks, and we introduced them to various topics. The rising seniors, we gave them ACT prep and physics, math, type of subjects to shore up their academics when they went back to their schools as seniors. I came back as an assistant principal, left there right before the storm, went to Rummel for 8 years, where I had a wonderful opportunity to teach. Well, I taught chemistry there. As a matter of fact, I never taught chemistry before, physics, math, and also had a chance to work with the football team as an academic coach during the year in which they won their championship. So I came back in the fall to St. Augustine because felt it was a calling from the Lord and felt like I needed to be there. I've been welcomed with open arms, faculty, staff, students, alums. It has been a heartwarming homecoming, if you will. And I really feel good about the way I've been received.
Now, you haven't mentioned that you are a graduate of St. Augustine.
71 graduate of St. Augustine. Spent 5 years at St. Augustine going through, sometimes I tell people in a joking manner that we had terrorists as teachers because there was no way we could not do well. You know, there was no way. Back in the 60s, oh no, you had to do well or you had to pay the consequences. So they got us ready for some of the most rigorous post-secondary opportunities that we could possibly get.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, you know what? It's time for us to go.
Okay.
But I really appreciate you all being here and telling us what's going on at St. Augustine. Because as I said, when I've gone by to visit, and I need to get by more, but when I've gone by to visit, I've really enjoyed those visits and have seen firsthand how St. Augustine lives the mission of our Catholic Church in that feel of the Catholicity.
Yes.
and the Catholic identity piece. So I thank you for everything you do for the ministry of
Thank
Catholic
you.
education. I wish you the best of luck in the
Thank you.
future and all that holds in the future for you, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Well, once again, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Jan.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. Okay, so now we can...
You're watching WLAE, New Orleans Public Television. Find us on Cox Channel 14, Charter Channel 11 and 711, AT&T Channel 32 and 1032, Dish TV, DirecTV, and over-the-air broadcast on Channel 32.
Welcome back to Our Schools, Our Future. I have Debbie Davis with us, and she is the president of CCSCC. So Debbie, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Dr. Lancaster. It's a pleasure.
Well, and if you could tell us a little bit about CCSCC and what you've done, your role in Catholic education. You've been involved for several years. But first of all, maybe if you could let everyone know what CCSCC stands for. That would be a great start.
Okay. Well, CCSCC stands for the Council of Catholic School Cooperative Club, and we umbrella all the parent organizations and parent clubs for all the schools in the Archdiocese. And we're basically there to help them in any aspect, in any way possible, whether it be bylaws or helping them to get fundraisers kicked off or, maybe get parent ambassadors for their school. Basically, we're there for their support. And I started with CCSCC 22 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I had one of the past presidents, Charlene Brinkman, she asked me if I wanted to come to a meeting, and I was like, well, that sounds like fun, and I had started with the parent organization at St. Mary Magdalene when my daughter was in school, started there. And it was great. I went to the meeting, enjoyed meeting everyone, and basically kind of grew through with St. Mary Magdalene. I stayed connected with CCSCC throughout the years, and now I'm in the position of president, held different positions and moved on up to president now.
And you've been involved in many schools within the Archdiocese.
That's correct. I had, well, first at St. Matthew, that was when I graduated from high school, and that was back in 1972. I taught CCD there for 4 years. And then at St. Mary Magdalene, I had 4 children that went through St. Mary Magdalene, and then 1 that went to Chappell, and 2 that went to Archbishop Rummel, and then I have my 4th, and he's at Holy Cross.
It's wonderful. And Rummel, as we know, won their 2nd state championship.
Yes,
and so
we were
that's
so
been
excited.
it was an exciting game. So it was very exciting. One of the things that I'm so impressed with CCSCC is what they do to make the world a better place through many initiatives. And if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, one thing we do the Keep Christ in Christmas billboard campaign. And if you look around the city, there's now 55 billboards up around the city for reminding everyone to keep Christ in Christmas. And 26 of those boards are sponsored by our schools, which is really great because it has grown so much over the years, and each year we get a couple of more schools that will add a billboard up. And it's nice because people recognize their school up representing Keep Christ in Christmas. And the other thing we do, like the Keep Christ in Christmas poster, essay, and poetry contest for the children of the schools. And the school, they're able to submit 1 for each category in the lower and the upper grade levels. And then the winning entry for the poster does go on y'all's Christmas card.
Yes.
So that's very exciting for the children too.
And you all also have a program called Clothe the Child.
Clothe the Child, that's correct. And we raise money and we collect money through the schools. Some pass the hat, some have different functions to donate money. This year we collected like $8,245. So we had 40 parent volunteers to come shop, and we go shop at Kmart, and we shop for 199 children to get them clothing. And some will get 1 or 2 outfits just depending on, the age and how expensive the clothes are for that age group. But we give that to these children that maybe that's the only thing they get for Christmas. So that's something that we do, and it's very inspiring to go shop and know that you're giving to someone else that wouldn't, necessarily get anything. We also do Regina Matrim, where we honor the Mother of the Year, and the schools, along with the parishes, can submit someone to the Council of Catholic Schools, and we do the judging we have pastors that will judge. We actually submit 3, and then they pick 1 of the 3 Mothers of the Year, which is very exciting because you wouldn't believe the applications that we get in and the referral letters from their family and friends and co-workers, hoping that they will be Mother of the Year.
Well, I think that's wonderful. I was involved. I came the morning that the many volunteers were shopping for the Clothe the Child, and it was just phenomenal to see so many people coming together to make the world a better place. And then also, I know the past 2 Mother of the Year that were recognized in Valerie Engelhardt and Ann Morin. Mm-hmm. And I can say that both of those ladies just embody the very essence of what it means to be a Catholic mother. and to be of service to their families. So, so you're both of those initiatives just add so much. I think one of the things when I think of all the volunteers in our schools and what I appreciate is they're making the world a better place, not only for their children, which can see what they do, but also for our schools and for all the children in the school. And they're modeling how to be lifelong Catholics and give back to your faith through the role of volunteering. Right. And I think that is so very important. Recently at the luncheon, you were honored as the president for the past 2 years. And one of the things that touched me was when your daughter Kristen got up to say a few words. And she talked about watching you volunteer and how that's now such a part of her life in making the world a better place. So I think through volunteering in the school and being that role model for your children, I think that makes such a difference. And like I said, also for the other children in the school. So CCSCC and the many volunteers that it encompasses not only makes the world a better place through the community, but through the schools and the community on a larger level. Right. So we thank you for everything that you do and the difference that you've made in the lives of many.
Well, we thank you for being part of our organization because you've been right there with us, and we do appreciate all the time that you give to us.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. And like I said, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And we will be right back when we will learn more about what's happening at Chappelle. So we'll...
Schools and schoolyards. A timeless tradition is rekindled with every new class, in every new phase. In Louisiana Catholic schools, learning goes beyond textbooks and testing. Students are embracing faith, values, leadership skills, and of course, a classic history of academic excellence. Invest in success. Louisiana Catholic Schools, a class of their own.
Welcome back, and we have joining us representatives from Chappelle. We have the principal, Mr. John Serio, and the assistant principal, Ms. Tish Sauerhoff. We thank you so much for joining us today. You know, there are some exciting things that are going on at Chappelle, and when I go to Chappelle, I can feel it. What I really feel when I go there is just the feel of the Catholicity. I feel the Catholic identity. And if you could talk a little bit, I'll turn this over to John. You've been in Catholic education for a long time. You know what that means. What is going on at Chappelle that I can feel that just by walking in the doors?
Well, Dr. Lancaster, both Tish and I are new. This is our first year, as you well know. And out of all of the things that have excited me about being at Chappelle, and I'm really enjoying being at Chappelle, but the thing that's really touched me the most is the spirit of the girls in the school. The girls are just unbelievable. And their commitment to faith, their commitment to service, their commitment to family, their commitment to God has just blown me away. From the first liturgy, first Mass that we had at the school, the sincerity and reverence of the kids, the generosity that they have in every charitable thing that we sponsor, and the service. I cannot get over the hours and hours, well above and beyond the amount of service that is required in the school. So I think the spiritual aspect of the school has been the most gratifying thing for me. It's the spirit of the girls, the spirit of place. It's a very exciting place that we feel very blessed to be a part of.
The girls are really committed to service. Your previous guest was talking about Keep Christ in Christmas, and we actually are a sponsor as well, and we were fortunate this year to have 3 girls, wasn't it?
Yes.
3 girls who won the art competition and the poetry competition and the essay competition for Keep Christ in Christmas. And it wasn't just about winning those awards. It's about so much more for those girls.
Well, we don't mind the fact that Chappelle was the only school to ever win all 3 of them. I'll brag a little bit about our girls, you know.
Well, as I said, I mean, there really are so many exciting things happening at Chappelle. And Tish, you're coming on board with a lot of curriculum experience, and you're from Texas. So we welcome you to New Orleans. We hope you are enjoying yourself here.
And she lets us know she's from Texas, too, I can tell you.
And your son goes to Rummel.
He does.
And recently they won the state championship, and I know he was very excited about that.
He was. It was an exciting game. I think 23-22, I think it was.
I was at the game. Yeah. The Archbishop was down on the field.
Yeah, I saw the Archbishop on the field. That was great.
Yeah, well, he just is so committed to Catholic education.
He's everywhere in the schools, though. You know, I mean, that's...
He's everywhere, just being a role model for the children.
I think that was great to see him right on the field supporting the Catholic school. And he was on the field for the Archbishop Hannon game as well, I understand.
Yes, he was. So it was wonderful seeing that.
I didn't mean to cut in, Tish. You were talking
quite
about
all right.
curriculum.
I'm used to it.
So I see you've gotten to know John well in the short time you've been at Chappelle. But you've worked a lot with the curriculum initiatives. If you could tell us a little bit about that going on at Chappelle.
Sure. Right now, we're going through our SACS accreditation process, the review that we do every 5 years. And so that's been exciting for us because as new administrators, we come in and we want to know what we're doing well and what we need to improve. And so that's given us the opportunity to really dig in and look at everything to prepare for our report. And so we've been doing that. We have learning walks going on right now, which really has given our teachers just lay the groundwork for open discussion about how we engage students in the classroom. I spent a lot of time in Texas working with the University of Texas throughout the state with public and private schools, and we looked at curriculum, and we believe that regardless of how well you're doing things, you can always make them better. And so that's what we're focused on at Archbishop Chappelle High School right now. We recently won an award for technology innovation from Apple, and we were excited about that, but we don't want to stop there. We want to take it beyond that and look at how we can continue to improve.
Oh, that's great. And John, I'm going to throw it back on you. You have been in Catholic education for a very long time.
Yes.
I won't say how long.
I started in when I was about 7. That's, you know.
But if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I was fortunate enough when I graduated from college. I thought I was going to go to law school, and I was out of money. And I was fortunate to get an English teaching job at Jesuit High School. And then it was from Jesuit to Holy Cross, where I spent 11 years, and then Pope John Paul. I was assistant principal, and then, of course, I was at Archbishop Hannon for 20 years. And then I went to, when I left Hannon after the storm, I went to Kiel, France with your friend, Frank France.
I love Frank France.
Everybody loves Frank France. Frank is just one of the great people that I've had the pleasure of knowing over the years. Just a great Christian man and a great friend.
Well, so committed to the Catholic faith.
Very committed to the Catholic faith and very committed to his students. He still, at 88 years old, comes to work every day. And he's a real inspiration to the children and to me. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I was fortunate to be able to get back into the Catholic school system at Chappelle, and it's been a joy for me to be at Chappelle.
Well, that's great. That's great. Okay, we had a request, and we're going to go with it. But I understand that you sing a song.
Oh.
I'm kind of nervous about this. You know, John, I've known you a long time. I don't really know what to expect. But I've been told that the girls would love it. And I'm trusting you, Tish, because Tish said that the girls would love it if you sang this song that I have not heard. So could you sing the song?
You know, what were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, as you mentioned, there's a lot of stuff happening at Archbishop Chappelle High School.
And every time something good happens, I'll say this to the girls. The chipmunks are jumping. They're really jumping. Come in, you cats. Take off your hats. The chipmunks are jumping. All right, girls, I sang it for you.
I like that. And I love it, as a matter of fact. And you know what? I really think at Chappelle, when I walk in, I see laughter, I see fun, and I love the dynamics between the two of you, because I think that the girls pick up on that, and it just adds so much more to the whole Chappelle experience.
Tish has been a monumental asset to Archbishop Chappelle High School. Her expertise, particularly in curriculum, but in other things, she has been a major plus for us, and the girls really like her. And this school's on the move.
Well, that's great, and I also didn't know you had such a wonderful voice. So I'm impressed.
See,
but
people respect your honesty until that point. You understand? They're going to start questioning you.
Well, I just want to say I thank you, both of you, for your dedication and commitment to Catholic education through your ministry at Chappelle.
Thank you.
And I thank you so much for being here today. Before we close, is there anything else you want to add? You said Chappelle's on the move.
I want to thank you for having us, and I just want to point out that since I've been there, John talked a little bit about me and what I bring to the school, but really I've been so blessed by being there. The spirit that the girls have, their love for the school, and you see it with alums as well. It's a great place to be.
Well, I thank you both for your
Thank you.
leadership.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank you for joining us tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next month on another episode of Our Schools, Our Future.